Hi everybody. So I am back with another little Planner 101 video, and this is something that I feel like I have needed for so long, and there are other great videos out there on this topic, but I wanted to add my 2 cents in here as well. So as you can tell by the title, today's video is going to be about how to stay consistent with your paper planner. Now, we all know that I go through highs and lows, and times when I'm super inspired and into my planner, and times when I avoid getting back into my planner. And I have noticed a few things that help me most when I am consistent and like on the ball, like when I am just in there and excited, kind of like right now. So the first thing is for me, and I don't know if this is true for everyone, but it's definitely true for me, find a planner that is beautiful to you. And I say that with the utmost respect for all types of planners, but find something that just like calls to your heart. And that might sound over dramatic for somebody who maybe isn't necessarily in the planner community and is stopping by this video, but trust me, at least I am. I'll speak from my own personal experience. I am so much more motivated when I am excited to pick up my planner. Like when I was inspired to change this planner to this gorgeous black cover and these like copper metal discs, and when I know that I get to open it to this beautiful page, and when I know that I have seasonal elements in my planner, and when I know that like if I'm working in a monthly spread that I have gorgeous stickers to work with, like that, all of those things might sound kind of silly, but like they really help me to stay motivated and to really want to pick up my planner. So that is like my first step, is pick something or grab something new. Even if you need like if you need to be re-inspired, grab something new and make it something gorgeous. And of course, that is going to vary to so many of us. And there are so many planner shops out there. There are so many planner inserts and styles and companies, and there's just, right now is the time to be in the planner community. I mean, you could run over to Target and pick up a planner. You can run over to Michael's and grab a Happy Planner or a Recollections, or you could spend hours and hours on Etsy finding your perfect planner inserts, or you could buy a coil bound planner and that's just your planner for the year. I mean, the possibilities are truly endless. So the first step is choose something that you love and that you're excited to get your hands on. Now, the second thing on my list is figure out why you're planning. Are you out here planning just for Instagram? Are you wanting to grow an Instagram account and the planner community looks like a good way to do that? I don't know if that would be my first choice if that was the case, but that's neither here nor there. But why are you planning? Like, what is the purpose? For me, my purpose is to keep my life organized, to get more done, to remember things more, and to have a creative outlet. So those are really my why items. And the planning community and paper planning specifically, I guess, supported with some digital planning, because if I'm honest, I do use a lot of digital tools in addition to these things, but paper planning really does it for me. Like there's just something about using a planner that really just does it for me and keeps me motivated on those 3 whys. But you have to know your own why. Like, are you planning because you want to stay organized? Are you planning because you're a student and you're in school and you want to, keep track of your classes and get motivated to continue to be your best student? Are you using a planner to grow a social media? I mean, in either the planner community or others. Are you using a planner to be your best employee self at work? Like, what is your why? And what is going to help you to fulfill that why? Because if you have, let's say you only have one planner for everything. Maybe you have one planner for work, life, social media, if you're into it, other hobbies, that kind of thing. And you are just finding that you have too much stuff to go into one planner, and so you just chuck it to the side. That planner is not living up to your why. That planner is not doing its job. to no fault of its own, right? Yeah, I mean, that planner didn't know that that was the job it needed to do. But maybe your why needs more than one planner. Maybe your why needs to go from 8 planners down to 2 planners like I did. So that brings me to my next point. I would say don't ever be afraid to switch it up. Keeping things fresh, even from week to week for me, can sometimes be the make or break way that I stay consistent in my planner. And that could be, you know, I like to use stickers, and so putting stickers in my planner helps me to stay motivated and helps me to keep things looking fresh and new, but also trying new inserts. Like I showed these before, but these are brand new inserts that I'm so excited to use. And I have a brand new guided journal back here that I'm so excited to use. And I'll be perfectly honest, I don't usually finish a planner, but that's because for me, keeping things fresh and keeping things new and exciting for me is the best way to make sure that I'm in my planner. Even in like a work planner where a lot of folks use just pen to paper. Well, actually, I won't say just a lot of folks. I will say in theory, like I would say I used to just use pen to paper, decorating in my work planner and making it cute and even talking about it to my coworkers sometimes when they ask me about it. Yeah, just something about having something like this in my work planner that just makes me feel good. Or like flipping to the week that I'm on and knowing that I have this beautiful spread, even though like it's very functional, of course, even that, having something beautiful in my planner to go to really keeps me motivated. And honestly, switching it up when I need to. Well, okay, here's a perfect example. So last month and a few months prior to that, I was using all dashboard planners except for my work planner. And I realized that that wasn't working for me. And I will say it is a bit privileged of me to be able to go out and buy new planners when I can. But that is, if you're able to do that, that's a good way to stay motivated. If you're only able to purchase one planner per year, definitely use those decorative elements to help you keep it fresh. But I switched my social media from a dashboard layout to a teacher layout. And then I switched my wellness layout or my wellness planner from a recovery layout to a wellness layout. And I may just even, I don't know, go with something else for that one next month. I'm not sure. I think for me, like I've talked about this before, I don't really ever consider my planning journey something where I'm looking to find planner peace. I'm definitely looking to find, I don't know, planner success and success in my life, I guess. Planner success sounds weird, but like I want to make sure that I'm accomplishing my goals with my planners. And if changing my planner every month or changing the cover every month or giving it new discs every month or finding some awesome stickers or buying stickers that I love that maybe everybody else doesn't love, I would say, I don't know, like those things, like I would say you just need to figure out what is going to keep it fresh and keep it like exciting for you. So my next tip is to schedule time for planning, or at least have some kind of dedicated time. For me, scheduling like time and making a daily routine doesn't work very well because my routine can go out the window in 5 minutes depending on if my kids wake up early or if my husband needs help with something or if there's an animal running amok somewhere. Like our house is a literal zoo. Like there's stuff happening here all the time. And so trying to have that very consistent routine for me would be hard because if I break that routine, that like messes up my whole day. So for me, if something in my like daily plan or something doesn't go to plan, that can be really hard for me. And so if I have a daily routine and everything around me is not following in line with that routine, that can be very stressful. And then I can sometimes like displace that stress onto my family. So using a routine isn't the best for me, but having like what I like to do in the morning and like best laid plans, I guess. So here's what it looks like for me. So I check in my planners every night after the kids go to bed, and that is my time when I can like add more stickers or like balance out my Google Calendar, which I share with my husband, and my Apple Calendar that I share with my husband, and my Google Calendar that I use for work. I can balance out those things in my paper planner. For my teacher planner or my work planner, I can look at calls that I have scheduled or maybe lessons that I need need to plan and have that stuff ready to go for the next day, or meetings that I need to attend. Maybe there's something, maybe I'm presenting at a meeting and I need to have something ready to go. I can put that into my planner and then start working on that in the digital space. Or maybe like I have an appointment for a kid of my own, one of my own kids, and then we need to kind of plan time for that during the day, who's going to be present, my husband or myself, that kind of thing. So I think it's just really important to dedicate that time. So I like to have that time at night, but after the kids go to bed, I'll kind of get everything set up and ready to go. And then in the morning, so my routine is this is a very weird morning routine, but just stay with me. So I get up in the morning and then I immediately go to the bathroom. I don't know if this is because I've had 2 kids, whatever. We won't go into too much detail about that because yuck. So I immediately go to the bathroom, and then because I'm on my like fitness journey, just for myself, not necessarily to share for anyone, but because I like data and I like numbers, I weigh myself in the morning. It's fine. Whatever happens on the scale, things fluctuate, but you know, that's also neither here nor there. So I weigh myself after I go to the bathroom, and then I make myself a cup of coffee. And then while I'm having coffee, I will come down to my office where my planners live, and then I will check in with them and I will pack my planner bag to take around the house, which I will talk about in a bit, if that is an essential tool for me. But having that dedicated time, so having those 2 times per day to check in on my planners, really helps me to stay consistent. Having a time when I know that I'm going to look in my planners and making sure that they're up to date is so important. I also, you know, will check in on them here and there throughout the day sometimes if I need to add something or write down on a list or something like that. But most of the time, those are my real times to like do my journaling or dig into my planners, that kind of thing. So that is also part of my like self-care routine. I would also say plan it out for yourself that this is not going to work necessarily, or plan for your system that you started with in January or whenever you start to not work, and expect to be okay with that. Changing up your system, changing up your routine, and just generally like skipping weeks or skipping days or even skipping months, depending on what type of planner you're using and your current setup. That's a normal part of planning. Like if we take a look in here, oh no, not at this one. I keep thinking the black cover is my teacher planner, but it's definitely not. So if we take a look at my teacher planner, you can see I had the best laid plans in August, right, to write stuff down. But because a lot of stuff gets planned in the digital space, my weekly plans didn't get written in. Absolutely not. September, I mean a little bit. I have one here and then not much, which I need to go back and do because I hope to have a full year flip through of my teacher planner, but we'll see. That is another little sneaky peeky, but it's totally fine if your plans and your routine fails. That doesn't mean, for me anyway, that doesn't mean that my system doesn't work. That just means that maybe that week I was doing more digital planning. And for me, I like to go back and back plan. It's kind of like memory planning for me. And if anybody ever wants to see like back planning spreads, feel free to let me know. I will like talk through them and, you know, walk through what has happened in a similar way to plan with me's. But if you ever want to see that, let me know. But anyway, so I like to do that. So having a blank week is okay. And that doesn't mean that I have failed, or maybe I miss an appointment. Oh my gosh, that's like the biggest thing. In my head, I'm like, how did I miss an appointment? I have at least 2 planners. Plan to fail and be okay with that when it happens. It happens to the best of us, and I think it's all part of the process of finding what planner is right for you in the moment. Now, let's talk about keeping your planner visible and movable. This is kind of hard to see in frame because it's so big and where my camera is positioned, but this is so weird. I'll also pop a picture of this up on the screen later, but this is my Happy Planner tote, and this helps me to move my planners around the house. So I'll pop a picture of it up on the screen right here. I'll also try to link it down in the description box below if you'd like to purchase it. But I wasn't sure about it when I first picked it up, but that planner tote is my favorite thing. So in the morning, after I'm done having my coffee, I put my planners and the sticker books that I'm using either that day or that I have planned for the week with for all of my spreads in there, and then any accessories I need. I'm not a big sticky note person, but if I am out of filler paper, for example, or half sheets or anything else that I might need, pens, that kind of thing. I like to keep my pens stowed away in my tote because I feel like my kids have like a laser vision to my perfect pretty pens. And Harrison is so funny. Anytime he finds something, so he has this it's like a little nightstand. It used to be a bathroom stool to, for him to stand in front of the sink, but the top lid has storage. And so he will take anything that he finds special or that he thinks he's not supposed to have. Like he has this marble right now that is Delilah's, and he thinks that it is just the coolest because number one, he has it and she doesn't. And number two, it's very shiny and pretty. And so he'll do the same thing with any of my like planner things. He'll take like sticker books or whatever if he can find them, or a pretty pen or something like that. So if I'm ever looking for something, I go to Harrison's stool. So that's where he keeps all of his trinkets and his favorite things. It's very funny to find the things in there. But anyway, keeping my pens in the tote, make sure that they stay safe most of the time. And if you have little kids, here's a pro tip. I'm sure that you know this if you have little kids, but find somewhere that is taller than them to store your planner tote. So I store my planner tote on top of the fridge. No lie. Even my big kid has to stand on a chair to get up there. So it's really for them out of sight, out of mind, but I can see that like gold shimmery tote everywhere. So, and I'm not someone that takes my planners out and lays them on the table because that is dangerous. I feel like anytime that has ever happened, my planners have gotten spilled on or knocked on the floor. Like my kids are just very busy, which totally fine. I love that about them. I'm not going to set any of us up for failure by leaving things out that they might get into or that might get broken, and then it would just be a whole thing. So make your planners visible and movable, and make sure that if they are in the same space with you, that you are interacting with them when you need to. And if you're having trouble being consistent, I would say simplify your planner stack, simplify the way that you're planning, simplify your layouts as much as possible. So I have always found it harder to keep up with multiple planners. That is just how it is for me. Keeping up with multiple planners takes time. And sometimes with two kids at home all the time, they're still at home all the time. I thought they would be not at home all the time, which I mean, totally fine. I love them here, but I feel like when I have been not consistent, finding time with two kids, being a wife, working full time, doing YouTube, doing anything else I do, doing the podcast, finding that time to be in a ton of planners sometimes really sets me up for failure. And once I stop planning in one planner, for me, I am a task avoider. And so once I've stopped planning in one planner, I just kind of give up. The same thing happens with my YouTube channel sometimes. So if I don't post for like a day or two, I'll be like, well, it's fine if I don't post for like a month. I just avoid that task because I don't want to look that failure in the face, which is probably something I need to deal with, but it is just what it is. But I would say the simpler your planner lineup is, the better when you are having trouble being consistent. So for me, I was having trouble being consistent. You saw those missed weeks in here, and that was back when I had like 5 planners in my lineup. So I took out all the fluff, which I kind of miss those planners, but I might have to wait till January to cycle things back in. I simplified down my lineup, and that really worked for me. So, and maybe for you, it's a week where you don't use stickers and you just write pen to paper. Totally fine. Or maybe it's a week where your planning doesn't go in your, planner spread necessarily. You are just making lists and running with it. So those would be like my tips for keeping it simple to stay consistent. And then my last tip for you would be to start right now. Like you don't need to wait until January 1 to start a new planner or to start over in a planner. There is a Monday every week. You can even start midweek. I have started midweek in a planner. That feels a little for me, but you can do it. You can definitely do it. You could start mid-month even and just kind of pop into those weeks. For me, I would probably need to back plan for that, but that's just me and my weirdness. But you can pop into your planners anytime you want. So start now. If you're having trouble being consistent, this is your sign to start in your planners and to get back into them and be consistent and to not necessarily necessarily hustle or try to hit any goals or whatever, but just to stay organized and maybe to feel less anxious about what's going on by having more information for yourself, honestly, about what's going on. So jump back into those planners whenever you can. And I hope that this was helpful for you. So thank you so much for watching. If you're new here, hi, my name is Caitlin. I would absolutely love it if you would hit that red subscribe button down below. Let me know what you want to see this month. I am currently working on, in the next week or so, setting up my budget for the month of October. How is it October? I don't know how October got here. Setting up my budget, setting up my meal plans. I am setting up my social media in my teacher layout. So if you want to see teacher layout planning, let me know. I'll be setting up my new hub, right, in my overall hub in my dashboard planning. So if you're interested to see any dashboard planning, let me know about that. I'll also be working on vertical spreads in my teacher layout. So feel free to let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see any of those things on camera, and I'm happy to film them. I love having you guys to chat with as I am getting my planning done. So thank you so much for all of your love and support. And hi, my name is Caitlin. If you are new here, this is Creating in Chaos. I would love it if you would hit that red subscribe button down below and go ahead and follow me over on @creatinginchaos_official over on Instagram. Those are the places where you'll find me most, and those are the places where I would like to connect with you most. If you're interested in seeing any of the other work that I do, I also write for Paper Planner Essentials, and we are dropping, or just dropped, we dropped a new issue for the month of October, which is so exciting. You can pick up your copy today, and you can find that linked down below. We, of course, always appreciate your support and your love and all of those things. So thank you for supporting a small business in the making. And my good friend, Keisha, she is the brains and the vision behind Paper Planner Essentials. So please support her and all of the things that she is doing, which are amazing. And then you can also find me over on the Spiced Chaos podcast, where I chat with my friend Leanne from Spiced Plans every Monday and Friday. So you can find the links to all of those things down below, as well as the secret link for Planner Shop of the Day is also linked down below. I do not have an affiliate link or an affiliation with this planner shop. This is just a shop that I love and I would like to share with all of you. So thank you again for watching. If you are a longtime follower or someone who recently joined the community, thank you so much for all of your support. You are my friends, you are my internet family, and here's your internet hug for the day. And by the way, you guys, have fun today.